All right, so we're diving into some unsolved internet mysteries today.
Oh, yeah. This should be fun.
Yeah, you sent over some pretty interesting sources about this stuff.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff here.
We're going to see if we can try to untangle them together, see what makes them so fascinating, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe even what they reveal about the internet itself.
I like it. It's like we're opening a digital Pandora's box.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
We're looking at, where technology and human behavior meet and that
Right.
whole allure of the unknown.
Oh, yeah, big time.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Okay, well, let's dive in then.
Let's do
We've
it.
got three cases to kind of unpack here,
Okay.
and each one is, I think, more intriguing than the last.
Yeah, I think so too.
We'll start with the Cicada 3301 puzzle.
Okay.
This was like a huge digital scavenger hunt that just kind of appeared online back in 2012.
Right.
Involved all these complex codes, hidden messages, even real-world locations.
Yeah, it's great.
And to this day,
Mhm.
no one knows for sure who created it
Right.
or why.
Yeah, it's total mystery.
Like some people think it was some intelligence agency.
Yeah, I've heard that theory.
Others think it was a hacker collective or even just like some artistic pranksters.
It's funny because it shows you how the internet allows anonymity to breed both like creativity and uncertainty at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a double-edged sword.
It is.
Then there's Lake City Quiet Pills.
Oh, that one's creepy.
Yeah, it's super creepy.
It's a weird one.
From Reddit, way back in 2010.
Yeah.
This cryptic online ad that some people think was like a front for illegal activities.
Yeah, could be.
The user behind it,
Mm-hmm.
you shaving yak,
You shaving ya?
just vanished without a trace.
Like a ghost.
Yeah, and so we're all left wondering if this was a genuine criminal operation or just some elaborate hoax.
That's the question, right?
It really is.
Like, was this guy or girl or whoever they were just a digital phantom
Right.
playing a game? Or were they using the internet's shadows to commit actual crimes?
It's a little unsettling, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Then finally we go back even further to 1987.
Wow. Okay.
This is before the internet as we know it.
Right.
The Max Headroom broadcast intrusion.
I've heard about this one. It's wild.
Oh, it's so weird. So somebody wearing this Max Headroom mask
Okay.
hijacked two Chicago TV broadcasts.
Like live TV.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just spouting all this nonsensical stuff and acting super bizarre.
That's crazy. And they never got the person.
Oop, never caught him.
That's nuts. Like, even before everyone had internet access, people were already figuring out how to mess with the media.
Yeah, and you have to wonder how the Max Headroom intruder would do things differently if they were around today, you know?
Oh, totally. I mean, imagine them with social media and stuff. It'd be crazy.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's untangle Cicada 3301 first.
Okay. Sounds good.
It all started in January 2012 on 4chan
Right.
with this message signed just 33011.
3301. Okay.
Said they were looking for highly intelligent individuals
Mm-hmm.
and had this link to an image.
Okay, so what made this first step so unusual?
Well, I mean, this was just the very beginning.
Right.
And this puzzle just got so much more complex from there.
Oh, okay.
It required expertise in, like, cryptography, steganography,
Oh, wow.
even classical literature
Yeah.
to solve it.
So you couldn't just be good at codes, you had to have all this other knowledge too.
Yeah, and even knowing where to apply that knowledge was part of the challenge.
That's tricky.
This first image had a hidden message
Okay.
that led to a website.
Mm-hmm.
But then on that website, there was another puzzle.
Oh, of course.
It was the book cipher.
A book cipher.
Yeah, and you needed a specific text to decode it.
Oh, so they had to figure out the code and then figure out which book to use.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the book turned out to be the Mabinogion.
The Mabinogion. Okay.
It's a collection of medieval Welsh tales.
That's pretty obscure.
Yeah, and I think that already kind of hints at something.
Like what?
Like a certain level of intellectual elitism or something.
Oh, okay.
Or at least a desire to attract people with very specific skills.
Interesting. So it's like, are secret societies using the internet to find recruits now?
It's a thought, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's like something out of a Dan Brown novel or something.
I can see that.
But then it gets even crazier from there.
Really?
Oh, yeah, so the puzzles just kept getting more and more intricate.
Oh, wow.
They use steganography.
Steganography.
Yeah, it's where you hide information within other media. Like you have to analyze images to find hidden messages.
Oh, okay.
Decode messages
Yeah.
embedded in music.
What?
Yeah, and even use GPS coordinates to find physical locations.
So they had to travel around, too.
Oh, yeah, like all over the globe.
Wow, that takes some serious dedication.
For sure.
So who actually solved all this? Like, what kind of people were they?
Only a handful of people actually made it to the end.
Really?
They were supposedly contacted privately.
Privately.
Yeah, but the details are still a secret.
So we still don't know who they are.
Right.
Or what Cicada 3301 was all about.
Not for sure, no.
So the mystery continues.
It does.
But I mean, some people think Cicada 3301 was a recruiting tool.
Yeah.
Like maybe for the NSA or something.
Right. If that's true, what does that tell us about how these agencies operate now?
It's an interesting thought, isn't it?
It is.
Like, instead of just filling out an application, you have to prove yourself by solving these crazy puzzles.
Right.
I mean, that's one way to find talented people, I guess.
But there are some people who disagree with that theory, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like they say the puzzles were way too specific.
Okay.
Like too focused on really niche knowledge.
That's true. I mean, not everyone's going to know about medieval Welsh literature.
Right. So if it was a recruitment tool,
Mm-hmm.
it was designed to attract a very, very specific type of person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a really strange one, for sure. Like they just wanted to get us thinking, you know,
Yeah.
make us question what we think we know about the internet. And then they just disappear.
I think that's part of why we're so drawn to these mysteries, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's that whole allure of the unknown.
Right.
It just leaves us to, like, grapple with all the possibilities.
And there are a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. Tons. Was it just a test?
Yeah.
A social experiment?
Right.
Art?
Right.
Or was it something more, like, more secret?
Yeah, like a secret society or something.
Yeah.
Speaking of secret, let's move on to our next case.
Okay.
This one is really creepy.
Yeah, which one is this?
This is Lake City Quiet Pills.
Oh, yeah. Lake City Quiet Pills. This one's freaky.
It's like right on the edge of online fantasy and
Yeah.
like real danger.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what's real and what's not with this one.
So it all starts back in 2010 with what seems like a pretty harmless ad on Reddit.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about this.
The ad itself was super simple.
Okay.
Just said Lake City Quiet Pills.
Lake City Quiet Pills, that's it.
Yeah, but it was more about where it showed up.
Oh, okay.
Like the subreddit this was posted in.
Right.
It was known for like dark humor
Uh-huh.
and kind of disturbing stuff.
Gotcha. So already a little bit off.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then there was the user who posted it.
Right. You Shavignac.
You Shavignac, right?
And their profile was just, it was like a rabbit hole
Okay.
of cryptic posts
Oh, real.
about like covert operations,
Wow.
secret codes, weird pictures.
That's creepy.
Yeah, can you imagine just like scrolling through their profile?
I'd be a little freaked out, honestly.
It would be like walking into a nightmare.
Yeah, for sure.
And some people think this whole thing was a code.
a code.
Yeah, for like hiring hitmen
Whoa.
or selling drugs, something like that.
Okay, hold on. So we're talking about actual crimes here.
Potentially, yeah.
That's pretty intense.
It is. It's like straight out of a movie.
Yeah.
It's just this anonymous person online maybe orchestrating all these illegal things.
Right, from behind their computer screen.
But it could have all been an act,
Yeah,
you know?
true. Like, how do we know if they were serious or just messing around?
That's the big question.
Yeah, so was there anything that made people think it was more than just an act?
Well, there were a few things that made people suspicious.
Like what?
I mean, even the wording of the ad, Lake City Quiet Pills.
Yeah, it is kind of strange when you think about it.
And then Yusheviak's other posts,
Mm-hmm.
they hinted at knowing about secret stuff.
Like what kind of secret stuff?
That like some of the posts talked about specific places and dates.
Oh, wow.
So people thought maybe those were clues to real world stuff.
Okay, so that does make it seem a little more serious.
Yeah, it's crazy how much attention something like an online ad can get.
Right, like it just spirals out of control.
Totally.
But before anyone could really figure it out,
Mhm.
Yusheviak vanished.
Completely gone. All their posts too.
Like they were never there.
Yeah. And Reddit even stepped in.
Okay,
They deleted the Lake City Quiet Pills ad
right.
and got rid of any related content.
Oh, wow, so they scrubbed it all.
Yeah, and of course that just makes the mystery even bigger.
Of course it does.
Did Yusheviak just freak out and disappear?
Yeah, or did someone make them disappear?
It's possible.
It's unsettling to think about.
It is. It makes you wonder about anonymity online. You know?
Yeah, like it's great for free speech and exploring different ideas, but it also makes it easier to hide bad intentions.
Exactly. And it makes you think, is true anonymity even possible?
I mean, everything we do online leaves a trail, right?
Yeah, every click, every post.
It's all there somewhere.
It's almost like the internet never forgets.
Kind of a scary thought.
Okay, so let's move on to our last case.
Okay, this is the Max Headroom one, right?
Yeah, Max Headroom.
This one's way before the internet, though, right?
Oh, yeah, way back in 1987.
So how did they even pull it off?
This wasn't a digital hack.
Oh, okay.
This was a physical attack.
Like they physically broke into something.
Yeah, they broke into a TV signal.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
So picture this. It's November 1987 in Chicago. You're just sitting there watching TV, and suddenly
Yeah.
the broadcast just cuts out
Oh, no.
static, weird noises.
Okay.
And then this figure wearing a Max Headroom mask just appears on screen.
Whoa.
And they're saying all this crazy stuff, like total gibberish.
That's wild.
And just acting super strange.
I bet people were freaking out.
Oh, I'm sure. It must have been terrifying.
And they never caught whoever did it.
Nope. The FBI investigated, but nothing.
Wow. So we still don't know who's behind the Max Headroom incident.
It's a complete mystery.
But there must be some theories, right?
Oh, yeah. There are tons.
Like what?
Some people think it was a disgruntled employee.
Okay, like revenge or something.
Right. Others think it was a prank.
A prank?
Yeah, like a group of techie people who just wanted to mess with everyone.
That's a pretty elaborate prank.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's pretty funny in a way.
It is kind of funny.
But also kind of creepy.
Definitely.
Like, it makes you wonder how vulnerable we are to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, even before the internet, people were finding ways to mess with our media.
It's like, what would this person do if they were around today?
Right. Like,
Yeah.
imagine them with all the technology we have now.
Yeah, it'd be a whole different ballgame.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah.
It really does make you think, like, they just kind of popped into existence for a bit and then disappeared.
It's like they were a ghost, like you said.
Right. A digital ghost.
Yeah, haunting the airwaves.
Yeah, like that.
And it's interesting, right? Because that same kind of anonymity pops up in all three of these cases.
Yeah, it does.
Cicada 3301, Unsolved, Max Headroom, they're all kind of hidden, operating in the shadows.
It shows you how the internet, even though it's all about connecting people, it can also be a breeding ground for mystery and intrigue, you know?
Right, because it gives people the power to do all this stuff, create elaborate puzzles, disappear, disrupt things,
Yeah.
all without revealing who they are.
It's kind of a double-edged sword, isn't it?
It is?
But you know what? I think these mysteries also tell us something about ourselves.
Like what?
Like about our need to solve puzzles,
Okay, yeah.
to understand the unknown,
Right.
to find some kind of meaning in all the chaos. I mean, think about it. You send us these sources. Why?
Well, because I thought they were interesting.
Right, because something about these cases piqued your interest.
Yeah, I wanted to know more.
They captured your imagination.
Exactly.
And I think that's what makes these stories so compelling.
I think so too.
So we've got 3 cases here. Each one is unique, but they all tap into that same fascination with the unexplained.
Okay.
Cicada 3301, with the puzzles, the codes, the hints at secret societies,
Right.
really makes you think about the nature of knowledge.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, what is knowledge, really?
Right. And how do we acquire it?
Yeah.
And then there's Lake City Quiet Pills, which is just straight up creepy.
Oh, yeah. That one's definitely
It
unsettling.
makes you realize that the internet can be a dangerous place.
Yeah, like anyone could be lurking behind those usernames.
Exactly. And you never really know what their intentions are.
It's a good reminder to be careful out there.
And then finally, Max Headroom.
The OG internet mystery.
Right, like before the internet even existed.
It's crazy.
But it shows us that people have always been trying to find ways to disrupt the media.
Yeah, to mess with our heads a little bit.
Right. And challenge the way we see the world.
And it's not always a bad thing, you know?
True, true. Sometimes we need to be shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, get a new perspective.
Exactly.
So I guess what we've learned from all this is that the internet is a pretty wild place.
Yeah, it is.
It's full of mystery, intrigue, and things we may never fully understand.
It's like a digital jungle out there.
It is, and we're just starting to explore it.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap things up.
Okay, sounds good.
I want to thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the mysteries of the online world.
There's always more to discover.
Absolutely. We'll see you in the next deep dive.
Until then, stay curious.